Parashat Bo, mysteriously, is just an ordinary Shabbat. Had somebody asked me, I would have called this Shabbat the Shabbat of education. Because on a number of times in this week's parasha, we get a real insight into what ought to be the very secret of Jewish education, or the beauty of Jewish education, and the centrality of such education in our lives. Let me give you two examples and share with you the phenomenal insights by Rav Hirsch on this week's parasha. Right at the beginning, and excuse me for looking into the text, in order that you will relate to the ears of your son and your son's son, all the things that Hashem did in Mitzrayim. And Rav Hirsch is sensitive to the word ba'oznei, in the ears. He says ba'oznei, not simply lesaper. We're not simply telling a story for storytelling's sake, but the story has to penetrate. But to tell right into him, ba'oznei, to impress it so deeply that through the ears it penetrates to the heart. Whatever stories we tell, and every single culture tells stories that sum up the values, give over the teachings, the philosophy, the identity of that culture. It's not sufficient to merely tell stories. When we do so, we have to make sure that the words we use and the way we tell it penetrate into their ears and into the hearts. And often you can tell if a storyteller is reading lines that really don't penetrate their hearts. But I would imagine if the storyteller's heart has been penetrated by the story, then the way they give it over will do the same. Then we get to the end of the parasha, and we're still talking to children, still educating. V'higadata lebincha, we know the pasuk so well from Seder night. V'higadata lebincha bayom hahu leimar. You should tell your children on that day, ba'avur zeh, because of this, because of our lifestyle, because of the mitzvot, asah Hashem li b'tzeiti mitzrayim. So important, so central to our identity is mitzvah performance. Hashem got us out of Egypt. Listen to the incredible insights by Rav Hirsch. As already remarked at the beginning, here too, on mentioning the festival of the building up of Jewish homes ever afresh on the basis of the redemption, the duties of Jewish education are immediately indicated. Our children are not to be induced to the faithful observance of Torah by habit. You can't impress upon someone a lifestyle change simply by copying you, because if they're just copying you over time, it gets diluted, it becomes a game, it becomes something that's so external. I'm merely copying your actions, but it hasn't gone ba'oznei, hasn't gone into the ears, hasn't penetrated the heart. Nor is it accomplished by mere preaching. I can't tell you what to do. We have to show them the way by our own keen and enthusiastic example, and at the same time by teaching them the meaning and the sense of our doing. Wake up their minds and their hearts so that they can learn to do mitzvot with understanding and enthusiasm. But our entire lifestyle is so precious, it's so fundamental, so beautiful. And Hashem took us out of Mitzrayim, but for everything we're doing. These are not empty rituals, these are not restrictions that are meant to destroy your life, but these are these details. The way we live is so beautiful and so profound and so full of meaning that the whole freedom was based on our performance. True freedom is found, as we will see in a few weeks' time, charut al haluchot, written, engraved, but really it's chirut. The freedom is found in the doing of the mitzvot in the Torah. And it's such an important Shabbat. So let's remember Shabbat, Parashat Bo, the Shabbat of education. Let it penetrate, let our enthusiasm and the beauty of our tradition be ever apparent in the way we behave, and those we have to influence should see our example, and Bezrat Hashem, they will do likewise. Shabbat Shalom.